Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Friends, some of the biggest misconceptions that many non-Muslims have about Islam have to do with the word Allah. For various reasons, many people have come to believe that Muslims worship a different God than Christians and Jews. This is totally false, since Allah is simply the Arabic word for God, and there is only one God. Let there be no doubt. Muslims worship the God of Noah, Abraham, Moses, David, and Jesus, peace be upon them all. However, it is certainly true that Jews, Christians, and Muslims all have different concepts of Almighty God. For example, Jews reject the Christian beliefs of the Trinity and the divine incarnation. This, however, does not mean that each of these three religions worships a different God. Because, as we have already said, there is only one true God. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all claims to be Abrahamic faith, and all of them are also classified as monotheistics. However, Islam teaches that other religions have, in one way or another, distorted and nullified a pure and proper belief in Almighty God by neglecting His true teachings and mixing them with man-made ideas. First of all, it is important to note that Allah is the same word that Arabic-speaking Christians and Jews use for God. If you pick up an Arabic Bible, you will see the word Allah being used where God is used in English. This is because Allah is a word in the Arabic language equivalent to the English word God with a capital G. Additionally, the word Allah cannot be made plural, a fact which goes hand in hand with the Islamic concepts of God. It is interesting to note that the Aramaic word El, which is the word for God in the language that Jesus spoke, is certainly more similar in sound to the word Allah than the English word God. This also holds true for the various Hebrew words for God, which are El and Ilah, and the plural of glorified from Elohim. The reason for these similarities is that Aramaic, Hebrew, and Arabic are all Semitic language with common origins. It should also be noted that in translating the Bible into English, the Hebrew word El is translated variously as God and angel. This imprecise language allows different translators, based on their preconceived notions, to translate the word to fit their own views. The Arabic word Allah presents no such difficulty or ambiguity, since it is only used for Almighty God alone. Additionally, in English, the only difference between God, meaning a false God, and God, meaning the one true God, is the capital G. Due to the above-mentioned facts, a more accurate translation of the word Allah into English might be the one and only God, or the one true God. More importantly, it should also be noted that the Arabic word Allah contains a deep religious message due to its truth, meaning, and origin. This is because it seems from the Arabic verb Tyla or Allah, which means to be worshipped. Thus, in Arabic, the word Allah means the one who deserves all worship. This is a nutshell, is the pure monotheistic message of Islam. Sufis it to say that just because someone claims to be a monotheistic Jew, Christian, or Muslim, that does not keep them from falling into corrupt beliefs and idolatrous practices. Many people, including some Muslims, claim belief in one God, even though they have fallen into acts of idolatry. Certainly, many Protestants accuse Roman Catholics of idolatrous practices in regards to the saints and the Virgin Mary. Likewise, the Greek Orthodox Church is considered idolatrous by many other Christians because in much of their worship they use icons. However, if you ask a Roman Catholic or a Greek Orthodox person if God is one, they will invariably answer yes. This claim, however, does not stop them from being creature worshipping idolaters. The same goes for Hindus, who just consider their gods to be manifestations or incarnations of the one supreme God. There are some people out there who are obviously not on the side of truth, that want to get people to believe that Allah is just some Arabian god and that Islam is completely other, meaning that it has no common roots with the other Abrahamic religions, that is Christianity and Judaism. To say that Muslims worship a different god because they say Allah is just illogical, as saying that French people worship another god because they use the word Dio, that Spanish speaking people worship a different god because they say Jews, or that the Jews worship a different god because they sometimes call him Yahweh. Certainly, reasoning like this is quite ridiculous. It should also be mentioned that claiming that any one language uses the correct word for God is tantamount to denying the universality of God's message to mankind, which was to all nations, tribes, and people through various prophets who spoke different languages. We would like to ask our listeners about the motives of these people. The reason is that the ultimate truth of Islam stands on solid ground, and its unshakable belief in the unity of God is above reproach. Due to this, Christians cannot criticize its doctrines directly, but instead fabricate things about Islam that are not true so that people lose the desire to learn more. If Islam were presented in the proper way to the world, it surely might make many people reconsider and re-evaluate their own beliefs. It is quite likely that when they find out that there is a universal religion in the world that teaches people to worship and love God, while also practicing pure monotheism, would at least feel that they should re-examine the basis for their own beliefs and doctrines. See you in our next video. For more videos, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.